But I'm curious, in dating today, in the current dating market, who do you think is the prize, men or women?
You know what's so funny? I actually made a video about this literally last week.
Okay.
When it came out. So I think women are the prize, but men are number one. And this is what I mean. A prize is something you earn through greatness.
Right.
So as a man, we learn very early on that just being who you are doesn't get the woman you want. You need to demonstrate value, either competency, intelligence, charisma, confidence, stability.
Yeah.
Okay. So when a man works in himself and he becomes an amazing man, a great man, a byproduct of that is he can now get the woman he wants.
Right.
So she's the prize in that sense.
Yeah.
Because as a prize, you don't have to really earn the winners, so to speak. You just have to kind of exist, right? We know women are born with value, men have to create that value.
For sure.
But because of that, that's why the man is number one in the relationship.
Right.
That's why typically the man is the leader. The man is the one that you look to for guidance, for strength, to provide, to protect in terms of direction, right? Because, and this is how we know, whenever we see like a gorgeous woman with like a guy who maybe looks average to us initially, what do we say? Oh, he must be rich.
Yeah.
Oh, he must be super confident. He must be packing some heat.
Yeah.
Right? He must be someone influential. There must be something about him that makes him number one. Otherwise, she wouldn't be there.
For sure.
So in regards to who the prize is, women are the prize in the sense of because it is through our greatness that we can get the woman we want. But that's why the man's the number one in the relationship. And this also plays into a part why the double standard of women, sleeping around with many guys, right, still prevails to this day in terms of like, it's not a flex, because a prize that is easily won becomes less worth the chase.
Yeah.
But a man who collects many prizes, society salutes him because that is a demonstration of his greatness.
For sure.
Does that make sense? So that's what I believe. What about you?
I'm 50-50 on that, man.
Tell me the other side.
I think the reason why is because on one hand, I agree with what you're saying, that women generally are the prize. However, I think both parties can be prizes.
Yes.
If they've raised themselves to a point where they embody what each respective gender values.
Yes.
They can be a prize to each other.
Yes.
But I think obviously all through history, men have always been the more disposable sex.
Yes.
Because they don't need that much of us to reproduce. We need all of them though.
Very true.
Because the moment one of them takes seed, they're 9 months out of the game.
Yes.
But very few of us can populate the entire world. So is the reason why with wars and shit like that, they can get rid of all the men to go fight and die.
That's right.
So it makes sense to me that women are more of the prize because of that, because we're more disposable.
Yes.
For very, very clear, righteous reason too, arguably.
Yes.
I think where it becomes odd that they are the prize is that if you look at what the statistics seem to be telling us today, with things like dating apps, which is only a microcosm for real life.
Yes.
That suggests that I saw the statistic, it said on Tinder, women swipe right on 1 in 20 profiles.
Yeah, 5%.
On Hinge, 1 in 10.
Yeah.
So that means there's this small collection of guys who get everybody.
Very true.
And men swipe right 1 in 2, 50%.
Yes.
So most men like most women.
Yes.
Most women like just a small group of men.
Very true.
So if most women like a small group of men, that would mean the prize is the small group.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
And that logic makes sense for sure. I would still say that as a demonstration of his greatness, who can collect many prizes.
For sure. Right.
Now, one thing I say to women is like, if you're with a man, obviously because you see him as number one, otherwise you wouldn't be with him.
Right.
Then you need to be the best prize he's ever won. You need to remind him and show up in a way, show him that you are the best prize he's ever earned, right? And I think because of, you're right, in terms of a small percentage of men getting the majority of the access,
right,
it means that if we're saying, for example, that, how can I put this? If we're saying that, for example, that a man pursuing a woman is like him competing to become number one so he gets her, they have to make that invitation to compete a lot more enticing.
Yes.
Right? And it might be that, okay, look, if you compete for me, these are the privileges you're going to get that this other woman won't give you.
Okay.
They do have to compete, because just because you're the prize, that doesn't mean you don't compete for people to try and earn you.
Right.
Right? So we have different competitions for sports and stuff, but they're all trying to get as many competitors to their competition, to their tournament.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of how I see it in that sense. But I think sometimes when we talk about who's the prize, it makes us think that, okay, whoever is the prize doesn't have to work or earn
I see.
the other person.
I see. Which
And
isn't
I
the
think
case.
that's a misconception.
For sure.
Because just because you can
Yeah.
be a prize, but that doesn't mean you don't still have to earn the other person's commitment, loyalty for them to show up in a way for you.
For sure.
Does that make sense?
That does. Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, for sure. Let me ask you something that some of you guys, I chimed in. I want you guys to give us some topics to us to talk about. Okay, many women want a relationship. What do you think women are struggling to understand about men that they can't wrap their head around?
Many women who want the relationship.
Who want a relationship, yeah.
What do they not understand about men that they're struggling to wrap their brains around?
Yes.
Oh, sweet Jesus. I think there's a lot going on. There's a lot happening.
Yes.
Similar to what that question implies, I know lots of women who are killing it in many ways, but struggling to get the title from men. And I kind of think one of the big contributors to that is the understanding of respective leverage. I think that's a big thing that many women refuse, seemingly, or are resistant to internalizing.
Sure.
The simple idea that they hold the keys to sex and men hold the keys to the titles.
Yes.
Which means, technically speaking, and not to make it a transaction, but dating is a negotiation.
Yes.
Really.
Yes.
I bring this, you bring that. We kind of find a way to trade it and hopefully build something.
Yeah.
But women seem to think that it's all them. And this is the prize thing. The reason why I think it can be unhealthy.
Yes.
Is that a lot of them have seen themselves as a prize, partly because society has reinforced the idea.
Yep.
And because of that, a lot of them show up to the dating marketplace without any desire to earn the guy.
Yes.
And especially where we're talking about, because men already know we have to go earn them. Whether it's sexual access or the relationship, we have to put some form of work in.
Yes.
We don't cry about it. We just get on with it.
That's right.
I don't think a lot of women show up with the mindset of how do I make myself indispensable to him? And I think when you come across the kind of guy that you really want, that is the mindset you need to come at it with.
Yeah.
Because that kind of man, 9 times out of 10, already has the access. All the surface level things he wants and the things that most women need to get their way through the door, he already has a lot of that around him.
Yeah.
With women arguably of a similar market value to you or better.
Yes.
So what's going to make you stand out? You have to come in here and make a case for why it should be you.
Very true.
That needs some amount of effort. And I think women don't wrap their minds around the fact that, actually, darling, you need to put some work in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you think they used to? Do you think this is something that has changed in recent times? Like, do you think there's been a shift? Do you think it's always been this way?
I don't think it's always been this way. And because if I look at our parents' generation, for example, our mums, and my mum tells me about this type of thing all the time.
Yeah.
Prepping for marriage was part of her growing up.
Yes.
So there was wifely duties that they were taught as part of their being raised.
That's right.
So they had, my granddad had 6 children, 5 women, 1 man. He's in the army. Each of them is married. Each of them is a career woman. Each of them is a mom. But part of their journey was wifely duties. So all your cooking, your cleaning, your conflict resolution, your soothing a man, all of that stuff, your sexual duties, all of these things was taught to them.
Yes.
And our parents' generation knew that they were showing up to the marketplace to be assets.
Yes.
Because also places like Ghana is heavily religious. So Christianity is big over there. So the idea of the woman is a man's helpmate. He is her leader. He's the head. She's the neck. It's a team.
Yes.
Is drummed into their heads. So they show up knowing that, okay, he's going to be the head. I'm going to be his neck. How do I go in here and support this?
Yes.
I need to bring A, B, C, D, E, F, G while he's bringing X, Y, Z or whatever.
Yes.
So they showed up with assets to contribute. I don't think this modern day crop of women are showing up thinking, how do I go in here and be a support teammate? They're thinking, how this dude going to chase me? What can I get from you?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
What is he going to do for me?
Precisely.
It's so true. It's so funny. So my heritage, my family is Nigerian. My grandfather had 6 wives, 15 children.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Very religious background, very similar setup, right? In that sense of them being a helpmate, he was a leader, etc. And it's really interesting because I think there can be a lot of resistance to it because of the revolution for feminism and stuff like that, and women making their own choice for their own lives independently. But the interesting thing is when it comes to relationship, those things still, of course, work in terms of getting the man that you want and how to be an asset to him, right?
Yeah.
But I guess what I'd love to know your take on is, why do you think a lot of women are so resistant to, or do you think they are resistant to this kind of learning or understanding, okay, well, as a woman, this is what I need to do in order to earn the man and his commitment that I want. Because getting sex from him is easy, right? You just have to make yourself available.
Yeah.
But getting his commitment, that's real girl game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So do you think women are resistant to this messaging, to understanding that? And if so, why?
I think they are resistant. A big part of it is because I don't believe in blaming things like feminism, but it has contributed in some way.
Mm.
I think part of what I'm observing, and this is probably anecdotal, is that they don't think they need us.
Mm.
And I think that's a problem.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? I say this to whenever my female friends ask me about it, I always tell them, if you go out on dates with men, don't tell them about how you can do it by yourself and you don't need no man. If you say that bullshit,
yeah, that's already
stay over there with your dildo. You don't need no man. Be
true.
happy.
It's
Do you know what I
true.
mean?
Yeah.
But the reality is, I don't know a healthy man who would ever say that he doesn't need women.
Facts. Bars.
Healthy men who have had great women in their family, great female friends, great women in relationships that they've experienced, healthy dynamics, they know how much they need women. Not just for the sexual element too. They need women's contributions to their lives because they see how important they are as an entity.
Mm.
Similarly, when I've come across genuinely healthy women who have experienced good male figures in their life, family, friends, and relationships, none of them has ever said they don't need a man.
So true.
So the moment I hear a woman say that, I immediately know
something's
something's
everything
faulty.
you need to want. Yeah, that's actually
Something is faulty.
That's actually bars. That's so true. And these are things that guys think about, but they'll never say. They'll
Yeah.
just on that date, they'll be like, okay, cool. Either this isn't going anywhere or this is just casual.
You
Just
know
'cause
what?
of that
I'll tell you
mindset.
what's interesting. This is the stuff that you hear in the boys group chat that boys don't talk about, right?
So true, yeah.
You come across a girl and she says she don't need no man. She's already been put in the casual category. The boy's not telling her nothing.
Yeah.
He's still dealing with you. He's still taking you on dates. He's still clapping them cheeks to smithereens.
Yeah.
But there's nothing coming of this. You might think something's coming of it though.
Yeah.
But in the group chat, him and his boys are talking rubbish, right? Now, I don't necessarily think it's the most healthy practice. But the point is, these are some of the things that go through a man's head when a woman doesn't show up with some degree of desire to have a more even experience of contribution.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It makes men then want to follow their imperative and slow play her.
Yeah.
Which isn't in her best interest. You know what I mean?
100%. 100%. Have you heard of Orion Taraban? Dr. Orion Taraban?
No, I don't
No,
think
he's a
so.
psychologist on YouTube. I think you find him very interesting.
Okay.
I've read his book. I like a lot of what he says. A lot of it resonates. Some things I would take a different approach. One thing he says about how men should date, how women should date, is he says men should fish, but women should hunt. So men should cast a wide out, a net, catch a bunch of fish, see out to which of those fish he wants. But women should find the deer they want and hunt him. And I think the reason he says that, and I think that why that's actually really powerful, is because we know women are pickier than men.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And it sounds bad, but because men are generally happier to, when I say settle, I don't mean in a negative way, but they did this study where they asked men, hey, if you could meet a woman who is 80% everything you look for, would you take that? Majority of them said, yeah, I would take that.
Yeah.
They asked modern women, would you take 80% of, of what you want in a man? They said, no, why would I settle? Right?
Damn.
Which is a reflection of today, right? So we know that generally women are pickier, which is why they should hunt for the man that they want. As in when they see him, like, okay, how can I become indispensable to him? How can I be an asset and value to his life? And then have a standard for that so it becomes a relationship. Whereas guys, it's more about fishing, being like, okay,
Quantity
I remember
first.
we've done it, right? Like
And then
when we
sift it.
started clubbing, you're just like, cool, I'm going to talk to this one. She shot me down. I would talk to this. Cool, she shot me down. Oh, she's talking to me. Cool, we're going to carry on, right? It's a
Yeah.
numbers game, right?
Yeah.
And I think especially as guys, it's like, and there's two ways I think men pursue women, either through the effort he does towards her or the effort he does to become the kind of man that she desires.
For sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you found that in your experience?
The effort yes.
Yeah.
When there's a great woman in your life, one of the things that it does for you as a man is it kind of kicks you into another gear to want to be better.
Yes.
But it's like your purpose becomes bigger.
Mm.
I believe that part of a man's purpose is a woman.
Mm.
Not just for sexual purposes too. Genuinely, the unifying of the two entities.
Right.
I believe that's part of a man's purpose.
Yeah.
Because every man I see who has got to the place in his life where he's wanted to do the family thing, wanted to do the marriage, wife, children, they've kicked into a whole new gear of ambition.
Yeah.
They've become almost a better version of the guy that was my friend.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Part of that is this new woman in his life and the responsibilities that it requires, the child, the life they want to build, their goals unified and not just his.
Yeah.
it kicks a man into a different place, man.
Yes.
And part of how you know a man is genuinely into you is, as a woman, you become a part of his purpose, part of his reason for living.
Yes.
The reason why he needs to get this shit right, this thing we call life.
So yeah, what you were saying about because we had a bit of a spillage. What were you talking about? We're talking about men and women.
Oh,
you're saying that as a man,
yeah,
when he gets a woman, makes her his purpose, he gets to a different gear.
Yeah.
Something I always say, the feminine inspires the masculine.
100%.
The feminine inspires the masculine. Get into that different gear.
It kicks them into a gear that, for me, each of my friends that I've seen get to that point in life,
yes,
there's been a growth level that's been exponential that I know would not have happened without the woman that's in their life now. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, that's one of the big arguments for this is why marriage and that kind of thing is important.
Yes.
It genuinely adds something to a man that's substantial. And this is what I mean. Like, healthy men know this stuff. So we don't debate about how much we need women and how fundamental they are to our lives when they're great.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's the key thing though, when they're great.
Yeah. Yeah.
When they're great, for sure.
Hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below, and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing day.